Hi everyone, it's Sean from What Up. Welcome back to another video and happy Wheel of Time Wednesday. And oh boy, do we have a lot to get through today. So a very quick rundown of what you're going to see. Rosamund Pike possibly outing a new Forsaken Instagram story. We have the story, we have some pictures, we have who I think is the cast member and who the character may be. We're going to talk about that. We have new character posters from the Wheel of Time. Featuring the people from the Two Rivers storyline. We have a couple of new articles where they asked both Priyanka Bose and Rafe some interesting questions. We're going to talk about them. We have media from Shora Dishalu after she's seen a screening. We're going to show that. And we also have a brand new cast member that Geeky Area over at WatchSeries.com sort of uncovered for us. We're going to talk about that as well. Ton of stuff today. So if you're excited about Season 3 of the Wheel of Time premiering in just over a week, folks, that's March 13th this month. If you love the news, if you want to keep abreast of everything that's going on, consider making us your home for Wheel of Time news. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and tell a bunch of your friends. We are under 500 subscribers away from my 25,000 subscriber goal. We can do it. I know we can. I have faith in us. So tell everyone. So we're going to dive in here, but I do have to give a bit of a spoiler warning first, because since we're talking about the Two Rivers storyline and some things that happened in the book series, I am going to give spoilers up to Book 5. So if you haven't read The Eye of the World Through the Fires of Heaven, I'm going to run plot points and character arcs from that portion of the series, just as a little FYI to you folks out there. It's not going to be major things, but some very general overarching bits of storylines, especially the Two Rivers storyline, some of the waste stuff. We're going to talk about that in today's video. So let's get into these posters here. I, for one, am really excited about these posters. So these ones are all to do with the Two Rivers storyline. Now, the Two Rivers storyline is adapted from the Shadow Rising, the fourth book in the series, and it features Perrin Ibera. So it's Perrin's big storyline this far into the series, and it is, in my opinion, one of the best storylines in the entire series. So to see it on screen, it's going to be wild. In fact, we're seeing a few of the very best storylines the series has to offer this season, which I think is the perfect storm of going to be an absolutely epic season. Now, everybody has their own opinions, but for me, the Battle of the Two Rivers is definitely top 5 of all storylines in the entire book series, all 14 books. So there's that. So these posters all have sort of a theme behind them. So we see the Waygate behind Loyal. We see the Two Rivers with the Palisades around it behind him as well there. And they're all sort of fading away. Every other character poster we've had so far has faded in some way, shape, or form. The people in the waste have faded into the dust. So the dusty sand of the waste. I think that was what they're going for. With the exception of Egwene Elvire. She faded into the same sort of bits that you fade into in Teleran Rioed. And that is a big thing because she's going to be a dreamer next season. So that was a hint towards that. These posters here, they're fading away into leaves. Now, the Two Rivers is known to be basically in the country. They're all in the country. Now, my first thought was these are Evan Sora leaves because of the Waygate. But on closer look, they look suspiciously a lot like maple leaves. Maybe that's just because I'm Canadian and I see that. But that's what it looks like to me. Either way, they're absolutely gorgeous posters. So we have Loyal here. Next one, we have Dane Bornhold as well as Padden Fane. Now, Dane Bornhold heads to the Two Rivers in the fourth book to essentially persecute Perrin's friends and family because he believes Perrin to be a dark friend who killed his father in the book series. Now, Perrin actually didn't kill his dad in the book series, but in the show, Perrin really did kill his dad, and there was a lot of witnesses to that fact, so I'm guessing that Dane is going to the Two Rivers for the same reason. It's just maybe perhaps a little more justified now than it was in the books. And then we have Padden Fane here. Now, Padden Fane didn't really factor into the Two Rivers storyline of the book series. However, I believe he's probably going to take the place of some of the other White Cloak advisors or the other White Cloaks that are there and sort of push Dane into doing some wild things to capture or kill Perrin. That's my guess anyway, and I think it would play out really well on screen because, let's face it, I've loved every minute we had Padden Fane on screen, and I just need to see more of them. And I'm sure a lot of the other fans agreed, too, that if they made a change to the Two Rivers storyline, adding Padden Fane is not a bad one, at least in my opinion. Next, we have Perrin Ibera himself, played by Marcus Rutherford. Some of these leaves look like Avendasora leaves, perhaps. Some of them look like maple leaves. Some of them look like other leaves. I'm not quite sure what they're going for here. Either way, it's Perrin holding both the axe and the hammer. In the book series, he has a very long-running inner turmoil between choosing the hammer of a blacksmith and the axe of a warrior. And I won't go any further than that. It's a very big theme of Perrin's in the books. Seeing it on the poster here is a massive nod to the fans, and it makes me very, very happy to see, especially considering that axe is exactly how it's pictured in all of the artwork, official, unofficial, and headcanon of everybody. That's Perrin's It's Perrin's weapon right there. It's his weapon of choice. Next, we have Priyanka Bose, who plays Alana. Now, Alana is part of the Two Rivers storyline in the book series. She brings a couple of her warders there. One of them ends up dying within the Two Rivers. Now, we know that is not the case for the show, according to the trailer, the teaser, the 11-minute preview that we got of the cold open. She likely loses a warder in Tarvalon in the very opening scenes of the show, or close to it, because of some of the promotional images we've seen where she's crying in the same alleyway that she stood off against the Black Sisters that are leaving the tower. So when all the Black Aja are leaving the tower, she's facing off against them. That's where the 11-minute cold open that we got released cut off. But we did see some official pictures of her in that same alleyway crying and screaming. And then at the end of the trailer and the teaser trailer, we see Maxim, who's played by Taylor Napier, yelling "Archers loose." We know he makes it to the Two Rivers, so my guess is that her other warder does not, and he dies sometime between the first of the show and the Two Rivers. That's my guess anyway. And then we have, of course, Maxim Taylor Napier. This is Priyanka's possibly sole surviving warder. In all of these, if you take a look at the background here, so he is in front of Tinker's wagons. So you can see the wagons here. We know that Tinkers are a part of season 3. We know that a lot of the actors who play the main Tinkers of the story, like Aram, Isla, Rayan, they are back, or in some cases recast for the next season, and they will be there. So we knew the Tinkers would factor into this. And the Tinkers are an integral part of the Battle of the Two Rivers storyline. It basically, Aram becomes a very large part of Perrin's storyline going forward in the book series from here. Seeing these wagons here makes me very happy. And then Priyanka, of course, you can see the palisades behind her, the walls that they've built to sort of keep out the Trollocs that are attacking the Two Rivers. And then Perrin, of course, looks like he's in the mountains. Now, if you've read the book series, you know that he does actually travel through the Wolf Dream and scout things through the mountains. I'm wondering if that's what this is here too, although I don't see any of that Tel'aran'rhiod kind of mixture coming off of him. I'm not sure. And then, of course, these folks here in the wilds, that's pretty much where they're at because they are coming into the town. And then Loyal is the Waygate, because Loyal is a big part of that storyline. He actively closes the Waygate in the books to keep the Trollocs from pouring back into the Two Rivers more. So these posters, again, absolutely gorgeous. Very, very impressed with them. Next week, what are we going to get? We have one more Wheel of Time Wednesday, folks. Let me know right now in the comments down below. Pause the video if you have to, or when you finish it. What do you think we're getting next week? I'm sure there's far more. There's so much to talk about. So now we're going to get into a couple of the interview questions that were asked to both Rafe and Priyanka. So let's bring those up here. All right. Let's move over a bit. So this article comes from T2. Now I've got a link to this article down below in the description box, and there are dozens of questions. Not dozens. There's probably about maybe a half dozen to 8 questions in this article where they talk to Priyanka. They ask her a ton of really interesting stuff. But this one is probably the one most related to the show in season 3. Some of them ask about overarching stuff about her career, things that have happened with her, and they're all very interesting, but I'll let you folks read the rest of the article. This question here I wanted to showcase, and is how would you say the characters evolved through the seasons, and what ways has playing Alana made you a better actor? So Priyanka says, in season 3, Alana has a lot of responsibility. She's a character arc that involves a sense of loyalty and responsibility, and you do get to see that in her. Now, we do know that she does head to the Two Rivers under the guise of collecting more women who could channel, and does help Perrin there with what's going on with the White Cloaks and the Trollocs that are attacking. Varen Sedai is also part of this in the book series, although I don't know. We have had no indication that she's part of it in the show. Not sure what they're doing with Varen next season. We've seen her in the cold open, but other than that, I'm not sure where they're going with her character from that. Priyanka goes on to say the fans of the show and its source material, the book series of the same name by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson, are so well educated that they constantly give me so much of her. When that happens, I'm always excited and I get a lot of ideas instinctually. Also, Rafe, open brackets, the Judkins, creator and showrunner of the series, and the team of writers are so good with giving everyone a piece of what they can shape themselves for the respective characters. It's very beautiful to watch other people do that, along with you doing that for yourself. In this season, you'll see Alana as a fuller character, and I feel the audiences will want more of her. I tend to agree. So far, Alana's been a fan favorite. Like, she is not... I don't think before the show aired that anyone would go to Alana and say, she's one of my favorite characters. It's possible, and there are people out there. I mean, I love Gowan. Gowan's my absolute favorite character. I even have the... You can't see because that's in the way. Somewhere here. There we go! We even have the Gowan tattoos. So anything is possible, but a very small percentage of people, I think, before the show aired would say that Alana was their favorite character, and now a much higher percentage of people are just absolutely in love with the character. Priyanka has done great things for Alana, in my opinion, anyway. All right, the next question. This comes from Collider, and it's to Rafe Judkins, the showrunner. And basically, he's just talking about the next season, and he's talking about Roydian, he's talking about the way some of the things they're doing. And this quote kind of caught my eye. It's fun now as an adult making the show that we get to do something that is sometimes weird and experimental and trippy. People that are doing things that haven't been done before on TV. It's really exciting. It feels really special as someone who's read and cared about it. Even now, today, 30 years later, you're doing stuff that is new feeling and really exciting. So I think from the context of the article, which I, again, linked down below if you folks want to read it when you're done the video, I think what he's alluding to here is those circular scenes we're seeing with Moiraine. We've seen them in the teaser trailer, we've seen them in the trailer, we've seen them in other promotional material, where it's kind of a globe circling over and over like a ring almost. Like they put the camera on a ring and it goes over and above Moiraine, down through the ground, up through Moiraine again, and it's cycling through all of her possible futures. So I think that when she enters the rings, they're going to use that to basically showcase that she's in the rings and like jump from one to the next, sort of as a flicker, if that makes any sense to book readers. I think that's what he's alluding to here. Personally, I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous on screen, and I think it's a very smart move to showcase it in that way. But then again, I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about here because we don't 100% know, but I think we can guess that that's likely what he's referring to. All right, so thanks to Geek Gary over at WatchSeries.com. We now know who Chesmal Emery is. So if you don't know who WatchSeries.com are, I've left a link to their website down below. They come out with a ton of leaks and Wheel of Time news all of the time. You want to go bookmark their page and follow them. They are a core aspect of the Wheel of Time fandom as far as I'm concerned. And they come out with more leaks and news than anyone else. Official and unofficial combined. So Chesmal Emery is going to be played by German actress Mi-Hye Lee. This is her here, and she's been acting since 2013 and has been in a ton of things, including some award-winning British television. Now, for those of you who maybe are not as integrated into the online fandom as some of us are, you may be wondering, well, why is Chesmal Emery a big deal? I won't get into who the character is too much in the books because I didn't give spoilers for that. However, she is a member of the Yellow and Chesmal Emery has become sort of a meme in the fandom, I guess more than anything else. There was an interview with some of the production team a while back now, a couple of years ago, and it sort of alluded to the fact that not every sister can be Chesmal Emery in the show, and it kind of became an inside joke in the fandom. So you now know that she's been playing a Chesmal Emery, which is really, really very cool in my opinion, and I can't wait to see how she brings it to life on screen. Again, if you're in on that joke, it's kind of funny that we now know who's actually playing the character and that she is actually in the show rather than just a placeholder name they're using for every single named Aes Sedai, if that makes any sense. All right, so now we're going to get on with something that Rosamund Pike, I keep wanting to say Moiraine Pike. Rosamund Pike is synonymous with Moiraine Sedai, at least in my opinion anyway, to her Instagram story. And most of this is older footage. However, there is a bit of new footage in there, and I think it gives something away. So let's take a look at that, and let's see if you catch it first run through. If not, I have some screenshots for you.
Our season 3 is filled with some amazing worlds. We've got battles, we've got intrigue, we've got alliances, we've got betrayals, we've got people living on the edge, people crossing to the dark side, people fighting for their life. We've kind of reinvented the wheel, I suppose you could say. The world is only getting bigger, more exciting, and I can't wait for you to see it.
All right, so that was on our Instagram story this morning, if you were eagle-eyed enough to catch it, you probably caught this. This was the only bit of new footage that we saw. This bit of new footage showcases what appears to be Rand and Egwene in an Aiel setting. So we think this is from the Waste, and it showcases this gentleman right here. He's wearing something that does not fit the times. That chest guard and ornate chest piece that he's wearing sort of mirrors what Moiraine is wearing in the teaser and in the trailer when she's using that object of power that we believe is the Chosen Call, or at least has the same attributes as the Chosen Call. And this guy here, we're not quite sure who he is, but WatchSeries.com came out quite some time ago, probably months ago now, with the fact that we know that Samael is going to be in the 3rd season. He will be one of the Forsaken in the 3rd season. There were scripts that were leaked for him There were some other indications that someone was on set playing him, and there was some speculation at the time of who that could possibly be. And I even did that here in the channel, that it was possibly an actor by the name of Cameron Jack. Cameron Jack is a British actor, and he's been acting for a very, very long time, and he's been in a ton of different things. This is him here. And we already did a spotlight on him a long time ago, so I won't get into too much about his career than the fact that he's an absolute flippin' amazing actor. He's really, really, really good. He's been in all kinds of things, including action movies like Wrath of Man with Jason Statham. You name it, he's been in it, and he plays a lot of things. Now, Cameron Jack is also known for being not super tall, I guess is the best way to put it. He's about my height. And we're going to leave it at that, folks. You can look up his height. But his height matches Samael's height from the book series. Samael is not super tall, and he's always lamenting how he's around all of these other tall people. And it's sort of a point of contention for him. If you take a look at the face of this gentleman right here, do you see it? Do you see it? I see it. And he's also wearing some, I don't want to say futuristic, but he's wearing clothes that do not fit the period for the Wheel of Time that we've seen so far. My guess is that this is Samael, and I think we're going to see Samael in the waist. So we have no other information other than the fact that we know Samael's in the third season from leaksfromwhatseries.com. We know that he is likely to be captured by Moraine, according to that audition script. And Moraine's entire plot line that we are aware of so far takes place mostly in the waist. So that would put Samael likely in the waist, or possibly in the White Tower in the very beginning of the season when we know Moraine is there. So Moraine, right now we only know her in two spots next season: Tower or waist. It's possible she's in other spots, possible she's in other places. This shot looks like it comes from the waist. You have Rand and Egwene there, who are also in the waist. You have this gentleman here wearing something, wearing clothes that do not seem to fit. He also is a little bit shorter than a lot of the other people on set with him here, and he looks an awful lot like Cameron Jack, who we know is in the show, who is also of the same height as someone who we expect to be Samael. So, yeah, I think Rosamund Pike accidentally outed one of the Forsaken in her Instagram story, which I'm here for this, folks. I love stuff like this. This is super cool. Take this all with a grain of salt, of course. None of this is official. We don't know. This is all speculation on my part, but it just seems to fit. That's my guess anyway. All right, and we have one more piece of media to show you folks here, and that piece of media is was posted by Shoro Gishalu, who plays Elida Sedai in the next season of The Wheel of Time, and this is after she's seen a screening. So she's coming out of a screening, and she's just super pumped, super happy. So I think we're going to end on this. It's a very positive, happy, uplifting note, and I want you folks to see exactly what the expression on her face is after seeing the show.
Wow. Just had an amazing,
So good.
amazing
So good.
rehearsal. I cannot believe it. Love you, Kai.
Love you.
What shall we do now?
Let's go home.
Okay.
We need to rest
You're right, you're
and
right.
learn our lines.
Yes.
Yes.
Read our lines. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
And then where do we go?
Right. Mademoiselle, car, yes. Happy. Let's see, let's see.
See you later.
That makes me smile, folks. I think that was a good note to end on today. Yeah, so a lot of news in the last couple of days, and there's more things too. So we're coming up with more videos. We're going to do a video every day till release. So I've already mentioned that. Someone mentioned they wanted me to do a video on Warders, which I've done before in my Explain series, but we'll update it a bit. I think doing a video on Warders, especially show related, is a good idea before the season drops. Again, if you folks have any other ideas for Explain videos or things you want to know, especially for those of you who are watching the show and have not read the books, let me know. Put them down below in the comments, and I will do my best to try to get some of these videos out prior to the release of Season 3, because I want everyone to have all the information they possibly can to be able to enjoy the season as much as they can next week. Wow, yet next week, folks. It's a little over a week away. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking with us here to the very end. Here's to many more.